let the world slow down. Cove-TV's on, feeling good all around. The sun's rising soft, casting gold on the sea. Cannabis clouds swirling, just you and me. Got the coffee brewed and the herb packed tight. A gentle breeze blowing, everything's right. We're taking it slow, no need to rush. Just a Sunday morning with a peaceful hush. Sunday morning slow jams on Cove-TV. Waking and baking, feeling so free. Smooth jazz playing with an R&B groove. Cannabis dreams set the mood and soothe. Let the morning unfold, let the good vibes stay. Sunday morning slow jams, it's our getaway. Hammock swinging easy, palm tree sway. Smoking in the cove, watching worries drift away. With every soft hit, we're lifted high. Underneath the blue of a tropical sky. The saxophone's calling, the rhythm's just right. With Cove-TV mornings, everything's light. From the sand to the sea, we're floating along. Sunday morning slow jams, where we all belong. Sunday morning slow jams on Cove-TV. Waking and baking, feeling so free. Smooth jazz playing with an R&B groove. Cannabis dreams set the mood and soothe. Let the morning unfold, let the good vibes stay. Sunday morning slow jams, it's our getaway. The ocean's humming and the music's slow. With every little talk, let the moments flow. Cove-TV's here to start the day right. Sunday morning slow jams, feeling so right. The morning slow jams on Cove-TV. Waking and baking, feeling so free. Smooth jazz playing with an R&B groove. Cannabis dreams set the mood and soothe. Let the morning unfold, let the good vibes stay. Sunday morning slow jams, it's our getaway. So here's to Sunday, the Cove's soft embrace. Smoking and relaxing in our happy place. With cannabis love and the sunrise gleam. Sunday morning slow jams, living the dream.
Sunday morning light softly shine through. We're wrapped up in the moment, just me and you. Coffee's brewing slow, the world's still at ease. Cove-TV's on, just the sun, us and the trees. Waking big beside you, feeling so complete. With every gentle touch, our love so sweet. Cannabis in the air, lifting up our souls, taking it slow, letting the good vibes roll. You and me and the morning haze. Cove-TV's on in our lazy days. The first hit of the day sets our hearts ablaze. Making big love in the soft sun's rays. Cannabis kisses, smoke rings in the air. Sunday mornings with you, nothing can compare. The warmth of your smile, the calm of the breeze. Our favorite strains whisper through the trees. Every puff we take, every song we hear. Cove-TV's playing and it all feels clear. A love so deep in this quiet place. With a bowl in hand we find our space. Cannabis and coffee in the morning light. We can bake together, everything feels right. You and me and day sets our hearts ablaze. We can make love in the soft sun's rays. Cannabis kisses, smoke rings in the air. Sunday mornings with you, nothing can compare. The world slows down just for a while. Cannabis dreams and your gentle smile. Cove-TV playing our favorite shows. With every hit, our connection grows. It's the little moments, the quiet and the slow. In your eyes I see everything I need to know. You and me and the morning haze. Cove-TV's on in our lazy days. The first hit of the day sets our hearts ablaze. We can make love in the soft sun's rays. Cannabis kisses, smoke rings in the air. Sunday mornings with you, nothing can compare. So here we are in our Sunday best. We can make mornings feeling so blessed. Cannabis love, Cove-TV's glow. With you by my side, it's all I need to know. Golden sun, rise up slow. Coffee steam in the glow. Cannabis in the haze. Start our tropic days. Morning dew on the leaves. Coconut breeze in the trees. Roasting beans, smooth and dark, lighting up a morning spark. Coffee cup to lips so high. Cannabis under azure sky. Warmth in every single ray. Tropic love in morning play. Birds sing a tender tune in the light of early June. Cannabis leaves sway in mild. Coffee aroma running wild. Percussion rhythm so sweet. Sand warm beneath our feet. Cannabis whispers in the air. Coffee heartbeat softly share. Coffee cup to lips so high. Cannabis under azure sky. Warmth in every single ray. Tropic love in morning play. Percussion rhythm so sweet. Sand warm beneath our feet. Cannabis whispers in the air. Coffee heartbeat softly share. Coffee cup to lips so high. Cannabis under azure sky. Warmth in every single ray. Tropic love in morning play.
Good Sunday morning, everybody. What up, Cornbread?
What up? What up? Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Good.
Good. Cheers, cheers, everybody. Good morning, Kay. How are you? I hope you are having a wonderful Sunday morning.
Good morning, Christina. I hope you are having a great morning so far.
Good morning, Ma. How are you? I hope you are having a wonderful morning.
Good morning, Ash. I hope you're having a good morning this morning.
Good morning, Brother Scott. How are you, man? I hope you're having a wonderful morning.
Good morning, CJ. I hope you are having a great morning so far.
Man, I don't know if we need to, but should we wake and bake?
Yeah, I'm already baked. Let's go.
Let's go. Cheers, everybody.
Sun creeps in, got no plans to chase. Coffee hot and the world moves at its pace. Grinding slow while the breeze rolls by. Packing on my pipe as the seagulls fly. Smoke curls in a sleepy swirl. Feeling more like me, not missing the world. Start real easy, a breath real deep. Let the day unfold and no words to speak. Packing up my pipe just to greet the day. With nothing on my mind, nothing in the way. Smoke in the sunlight, toes in the sand. Peace in my chest and a lighter in my hand. No place to be, no race to run. Just me in this bowl and the morning sun. Packing up my pipe like I always do. Feeling alright, smoking with you. Tastes just right when you hit the bowl. The cove is quiet, let the coffee steam roll. Bare feet pressing that soft warm ground. Just puffing and listening to morning sounds. Birds above and the waves below. I'm feeling that rhythm and letting it go. This pipe's been with me through thick and thin, so I light it again, let the peace creep in. Packing up my pipe just to greet the day. With nothing on my mind, nothing in the way. Smoke in the sunlight, toes in the sand. Peace in my chest and a lighter in my hand. No place to be, no race to run. Just me in this bowl and the morning sun. Packing up my pipe like I always do. Feeling alright, smoking with you. By the time the coffee's gone, I'm floating light. High on the moment, easy and bright. If the world keeps spinning, I'll take my time. Packing up my pipe in the morning shine.
Good morning, Crystal. Good morning, Steven. How are you guys this morning? Hope you guys are having wonderful mornings. Hey, what up, Boxman? How are you this morning, brother? Holy moly. If you missed 5-time Stoner Roulette last night. So we had scorekeepers. We had the Strike Master, Cornbread. She kept track of everybody's strikes. And then we had the Dab Tracker 2000 herself, Kelsey Dabs, the dabber chick. Hey, good morning, Amber. How are you? Hope you're having a wonderful morning. So by the final spin, we had spun through 75 dab times.
Yeah.
It was a 3-hour show. Tiffany Michelle is the champion from Stoner Roulette x5 last night, but super duper still stoned and sleepy.
Yep.
It was a great night. So much fun.
It was.
Man, so many dabs. So many dab times.
I can't believe that. 75. Wow.
Yeah. It was a good time. That's for damn sure. Thank you to everybody that came out. We'll do it again here someday. I don't know when, but not for a while. 5 minutes out from 420, everybody. What up, Cornbread?
Then Kate fell asleep.
You made it pretty far. There was like 10 people. I can't remember exactly the exact number, but like 10 people that beat Dab Time last night. And it came down to Heather and Tiffany, and Tiffany won. We got this day in history coming up here after 420. We'll have a morning speaker. Got the Shenanigans this morning, 11:13 Eastern Time, 9:13 Mountain Europe time. And with Coffee's internet issues, I'm not sure if there will be a Sir Coffee Sunday sit down this afternoon. Definitely keep your eyes open. There might be if he can get his internet working. Otherwise, I'm not sure. So it's easier for me to put it back in the schedule than take it out of the schedule. And then the Europe Away tonight, 11:13 p.m. If you didn't get your Europe Away entry in, better do it for next week because it does close on Saturdays now. Yeah, I had a great time hanging with my mom, and she's gonna be leaving here probably an hour or so. Yeah, we just kind of hung out and ate, and she came out and hung out for a little bit out here during the show last night. And
yeah, that was dope.
That's cool.
It
But
was
other
awesome.
than that, work today work today at 9:30, and then pretty chillin' Sunday.
Yeah, definitely gonna be a chilling Sunday for me. So far, my oldest corn muffin had a great time at prom last night.
Oh yeah.
So proud of her.
Hey, good morning, Brittany. How are you? I hope you're having a wonderful morning. Yeah, great pictures. It's cool. Looks like a good
Yes.
time.
I liked the pictures that I got, especially like on the water and stuff like that. She got Crown Lady. So I thought that was really, I wish I would have known about that because I totally would have drove there to take pictures of that.
And 2 minutes out.
But it's okay. I'm just glad she had a great night. So
Yeah, that's cool. You got a few more proms to have yet.
Yeah. Don't remind me. Don't remind me.
All in time.
I got 3.
Yeah.
3 more.
Well, 5 more.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
Absolutely. She might come out this morning. I'm not sure. I haven't talked to her yet this morning. She was still sleeping when I got up. So, maybe. We'll smoke for 420. We'll rock our This Day in History with the most amazing Vicki Bowers. And we'll have our morning speaker this morning. Now I remember why we started Chillin' Sunday morning. Because, well, 5-time Stoner Roulette Saturday night. I was just so sleepy and baked. What up, man bear?
What up, man bear?
Good morning, brother.
Good morning.
Hope you're off to a dope ass start to your Sunday, sir. All right, 1 minute out, everybody. Yeah, I'm excited for this week. I'm excited for some new stuff. Oh, poor K. Poor K.
Oh.
Happy 420, everybody. Cheers. Cheers.
The morning light, it finds my face. A quiet moment, a sacred space. I roll it slow, let with smoke arise. A prayer sent out to open skies. Inhale the calm, exhale the pain. Each breath a balm like a gentle rain. It's more than a ritual, it's how I feel whole. This isn't for escape, it's for my soul. I smoke for my soul to find my peace. A moment of grace where the worries cease. Each breath I take brings a healing light. I smoke for my soul, it feels so right. With every toke, I hear the call. A shared connection, uniting us all. From the Cove's embrace to this morning's glow. Together we rise, together we grow. The herbs a blessing, the coffee's divine. A communion of hearts, a sacred time. Inhale the truth, let the spirit flow. For in this moment we truly know. I smoke for my soul to find my peace. A moment of grace when the worries cease. Each breath I take brings a healing light. I smoke for my soul, it feels so right. This sacred herb, this ancient gift, brings my heart a needed lift. In the smoke, my prayers ascend, a healing power that will never end. I smoke for my soul to find my peace. A moment of grace where the worries cease. Each breath I take brings a healing light. I smoke for my soul, it feels so right.
Oh, hell yeah, Scott. Be going live at 10 until 2. Drag boat racing. That's dope.
Oh, yes.
Or what was it, last summer? Like Labor Day weekend, we watched boat racing up by Kel somewhere.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah. It had to have been. And we would have been playing dodgeball, so it had to have been timed perfectly for like an off weekend or something. Because I'm pretty sure it was a Saturday, maybe a Sunday. Because I don't know if we were doing the Circop show yet. So I'm not sure. I do remember that. It's cool as fuck. I love that shit. Those guys are crazy. I can't speak this morning. Does everybody have anything cool planned? Does anybody have anything cool planned? I don't know what I'm trying to say.
It's chilling for me. Like, none of the corn muffins are here.
Today's gonna be an R&R day for the Bean. I work and then probably play some catch up later tonight. But man, this evening I'm just gonna chill with Morgan. It's been a super busy week. It's going to be a super busy week coming up. Please make sure that you are following everybody on the Cove team. There is so much coming up and so much going on, you guys. I'm just saying that as I don't want you guys to miss anything between birthdays and show anniversaries and new segments and new games. You guys don't want to miss out on everything coming out. It's very, very exciting. I'm so excited for the next year. Yeah, it's going to be dope. Dope. As ropes. I don't know.
Yeah. What you said.
Hey, ropes can be dope if they're made of hemp.
True.
And if you're not following This Day in History by Vicki Bowers, please do. I'll go ahead and run her commercial. I'm not going to run it very often, but I will run it every once in a while because I love that shit. That Vicki Bowers is amazing. This Day in History is amazing. You're missing out. Here you go.
Each morning, the sun rises on more than a new day. It rises on everything that came before.
Moments of greatness, of discovery, of change, and sometimes of quiet resilience. From revolutions to reunions, from inventions to introspection, every date on the calendar carries its own legacy.
This Day in History by Vicki Bowers. A journey into the stories that built our world. One sunrise at a time.
Right, that's right. Absolutely, Amber. Echo's gone. All right. Here we go. This Day in History with the one and only Vicki Bowers, everybody.
Welcome back. It's the weekend, so we're having reruns. The rerun we have today is just old enough to have been made before we had a song of the day. So I'll add a song and, of course, a quote. So grab your favorite cuppa, sit back, and let's have a look. Hi there. On weekends, we do reruns so that yours truly can take a couple days off. Look for a fresh new episode on Monday. Meanwhile, please enjoy this episode for this day from a previous year. I thank you so much for your indulgence and loyalty. and have a great weekend. Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for June 8th. June 8th is the 159th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 160th in leap years, with 206 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is xanthippe, or xanthippe. Xanthippe. This is a noun that means a nagging, ill-tempered woman. And it's named after Xanthippe, the wife of Socrates. She's been portrayed as a nagging, quarrelsome woman. Earliest documented use of the term Xanthippe in this context is 1691. Additional information: Socrates is said to have advised, by all means marry. If you get a good wife, you'll be happy. If you get a bad one, you'll become a philosopher. There was some additional commentary along those lines. My source posed a question wondering if being married to a philosopher would turn a woman into a shrew. And I wouldn't think so. I mean, I'm acquainted with a few Xanthippes who can't have had a nodding acquaintance with any philosophers, and they're just as awful as can be. So I'm sure that's not what it is. Xanthippe. And with that, we're going to start in the year 632. One of my viewers pointed out to me that on June 8th, in the year 632, the Prophet Muhammad, founder of Islam, died at the age of 61 or 62. They kept birth records a little differently back then than we do now, but he was 61 or 62 at the time of his passing. On June 8th, 1783, a volcano in Iceland called Laki, L-A-K-I, Laki, began an 8-month eruption. Holy cow. In addition to lava, which destroyed about 20 villages right out of the box, Laki emitted poisonous gases that killed animals and crops. This then, of course, led to a fairly immediate famine. In addition, the volcanic cloud cover didn't just stay over Iceland. It was an extended eruption, and the cloud cover went over a great deal of the planet and caused a drop in global temperatures that resulted in crop failures in Europe, drought in North Africa, and even as far away as India. It's estimated that 20 to 25% of Iceland's population died, some from the famine and some from the poisonous volcanic gases. And that was June 8th, 1783. On June 8th, 1789, James Madison introduced 12 proposed amendments to the United States Constitution in Congress. Articles 3 through 12 were ratified as additions to the Constitution 2.5 years later on December 15, 1791, becoming Amendments 1 through 10 of the Constitution. You can pause the video for a moment and read through these if you'd like. On June 8, 1794, Robespierre inaugurated the French Revolution's new state religion, the cult of the Supreme Being, with large organized festivals all across France. Andrew Jackson, 7th President of the United States, died on June 8, 1845. He was 78. This is the birthday of American agricultural scientist Franklin Hiram King, born June 8, 1848. He studied soil science, but what he's most known for is designing the cylindrical silo, which reduced spoilage in the silage. Some feel that Frank Lloyd Wright, who also has a birthday today, was influenced by this cylindrical design, as evidenced in his design of the Guggenheim Museum in New York. Mr. King lived to the age of 63. Tennessee seceded from the Union on June 8, 1861. This is the birthday of American architect Frank Lloyd Wright, born June 8, 1867. He would often tell his students, study nature, love nature, stay close to nature, it will never fail you. His aim was to design buildings that complemented or even seemed part of nature. He lived to the age of 91. On June 8, 1906, Theodore Roosevelt signed the Antiquities Act into law, authorizing the president to restrict the use of certain parcels of public land with historical or conservation value. Carl Laemmle incorporated Universal Pictures on June 8, 1912. This is the birthday of English biologist, biophysicist, and neuroscientist Francis Crick, born June 8, 1916. He and James Watson figured out the structure of deoxyribonucleic acid, or DNA, the chemical substance that carries our genes. Remarkable work, to say the least. They won a Nobel Prize for this discovery, and Mr. Crick lived to the age of 88. This is the birthday of American artist Leroy Neiman, born June 8, 1921. He's known for his brilliantly colored expressionist paintings and screen prints of athletes, musicians at sporting events. He lived to the age of 91, painting pretty much right up to the end as far as I can tell. He died 12 days after his 91st birthday in 2012. This is the birthday of former First Lady Barbara Bush, born June 8, 1925. She was, of course, married to George H.W. Bush and was the 41st First Lady of the United States. She passed away in 2018 at the age of 92. This is the birthday of American actor, comedian, and producer Jerry Stiller, born June 8, 1927. He lived to the age of 92. Apparently a good day for comedian birthdays. This is the birthday of comedian, actress, writer, producer, and television host Joan Rivers, born June 8, 1933. She lived to the age of 81. This is the birthday of actor, singer, and director James Darren, born June 8, 1936. He wanted to be an actor, and he also got a bonus career as a singer. He played Moondoggie in the movie Gidget, guest starred in many popular TV shows along the way. This is the birthday of Nancy Sinatra. She's the daughter of Frank Sinatra and followed in his footsteps, getting into the family business of music. Her signature hit was These Boots Are Made for Walkin'. She's had a good many more since then as well. Well, happy birthday, Nancy Sinatra. Occasionally I've heard her voice on the Sinatra channel on Sirius XM, so that's pretty cool. This is the birthday of singer, songwriter, and guitarist Boz Scaggs, born June 8, 1944. He's worked in the genre of blue-eyed soul, rock, blues rock, soft rock, jazz rock, and I didn't realize this before I did today's research that Boz Scaggs started out in music with the Steve Miller Band. Later on, he was involved with the band Toto. On June 8, 1949, George Orwell's 1984 was published. If you haven't read that book yet, you need to. I read it when I was in high school, and at the time I thought, oh, how awful. I'm glad that could never happen. Well, silly me. It's not exactly as depicted in the book, but a lot of that stuff is happening, and most of it has taken longer than 1984, so that's good, but 1984. In 1966, 67, and 68, Nancy Sinatra charted on Billboard's Hot 100 with 14 titles, 10 of those in the top 40. I'm pretty sure we've talked about Something Stupid before that she did with her father, but today we'll talk about the song Jackson. This one was written in 1963 by Billy Ed Wheeler and Jerry Lieber and has been recorded by several artists, including Johnny Cash and June Carter. Lee Hazelwood performed this one with Nancy Sinatra in 1967, and she's wearing some boots in that video, too. It's a song about a married couple who are apparently at odds. The fire's gone out, and they're contemplating the possibility of going back to Jackson. Interestingly, it's not entirely clear which Jackson they're talking about. Jackson, Tennessee, Jackson, Mississippi, but one of the song's writers said he didn't have a specific Jackson in mind, that he just liked that sharp consonant sound, Jackson, Jackson, as compared to a softer sound, as in, say, for example, Nashville. Now, folks, I'm not a counselor, but the theme of this song is not the way to rebuild or refurbish a worn relationship. I don't recommend what they're proposing in this song, but it does make for an entertaining song. Jackson by Nancy Sinatra and Lee Hazelwood, 1967. When I heard that line from Socrates again, I thought, oh yeah, that's the quote. So here's our quote of the day, a kernel of wisdom issued by the philosopher Socrates. By all means, marry. If you get a good wife, you'll be happy. If you get a bad one, you'll become a philosopher. Socrates. Alrighty, y'all take care. Be good to each other. I'll see you next time. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoyed this series, you can check out the playlists in the description. You can find me on BitChute, Facebook, Odyssey, Rumble, YouTube, and X, as well as on a blog page called No Really. All those links are in the description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.
Much love, Vicki. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday morning. Good morning, Yaya. How are you? I hope you were having a wonderful morning. Please make sure you're following Vicki on all of the platforms, and we appreciate this day in history every day. It's amazing. It's so great. Even the older ones are. So when I was getting song of the day, I was like, "Isn't that a fucking Johnny Cash song?"
Yes. So
then,
I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. So then I'm like, she's talking about, I'm like, oh, maybe it's probably a fucking different song. And then she's like, "That's the same one that Johnny Cash and June heard." And I'm like, it is that fucking song. I don't know if I've ever heard this version.
I don't know if I've heard this version either. I've heard Johnny Cash and June Carter.
There is a Jackson that's like 20 miles from here. Jackson, Minnesota. Maybe they're going to that Jackson. Probably not.
Who knows?
Oh my God. So Morgan is super sore today. She was playing super hard yesterday. Yeah, for real. Okay. Absolutely. Yeah. No. She didn't even want to like readjust and relay back down. She was.
I know you guys probably cannot hear that, but it literally sounds like a fucking siren because my mom's dog is howling because he's locked in her room.
Oh no.
Has to be, you know.
Yeah.
And he's just howling.
Dang.
I can't wait till she gets home.
If Morgan's super excited, I'll get a woo woo out of her. But other than that, she'll bark. If it's funny. My brother says that she won't bark if I'm not here, and he walks in. But if I'm here, yeah, I still do. No, she played super hard yesterday. She ran over they were not small toys. That was about the time we was done playing fetch.
Okay, for some fucking reason, speaking of catnip treats, I tried even giving him a regular treat too. My mom's dog, he won't eat them. He's the only dog that I know that won't eat them. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong? I was like, are you okay?
Some dogs are just unique.
I don't know. Like he won't eat it. He didn't. I tried to give it to him yesterday. You are going to get stuck through that door, bro. Because, all right, so the way the doors open a little bit, my mom's got locked with the chain.
Yeah.
It doesn't shut all the way. So Ryan literally tried shoving a fucking sweater in there so it would shut. Oh no, he kicked it open.
That's great.
He wants out. He wants.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right, we'll play our song of the day, everybody, and see where we're at with our morning. We still got our morning speaker coming up. I hope everybody's having a dope Sunday morning. Cheers.
We got married in a fever, hotter than a pepper sprout. We've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire went out. I'm going to Jackson. I'm gonna mess around. Yeah, I'm going to Jackson. Look out, Jackson Town.
Well, go on down to Jackson. Go ahead and wreck your health. Go play your hand, you big talking man. Make a big fool of yourself. Yeah, go to Jackson. But go comb that hair.
I'm gonna snowball Jackson.
Go ahead and see if I care.
When I breeze into that city, people gonna stoop and bow. All them women gonna make me teach them what they don't know how. I'm going to Jackson. You turn loose of my coat, 'cause I'm going to Jackson.
Goodbye, that's all she wrote. They'll laugh at you in Jackson.
I doubt it.
And I'll be dancing on a pony keg. They'll lead you around that town like a scalded hound with your tail tucked between your legs. Yeah, go to Jackson, you big talking man. And I'll be waiting there in Jackson behind my J-Pan plan.
We got married in a fever, hotter than a pepper sprout. We've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire went out. Go to Jackson, and that's a natural fact. We're gone to Jackson, ain't never coming back.
Hi, sis. You want a lift?
Hi. See, somebody loves me. Bye.
Johnny Cash and Carter version better.
I was just gonna say it's nothing against this one. It's just that I'm so used to Johnny Cash's and June Carter's version that theirs is so much better. I don't know.
Hey, good morning, Fasal. Well, good evening, brother. But I hope you're having I hope you've had a wonderful day. We're just hanging out, chilling Sunday morning. Ray, you got this, Yvonne. You're kicking ass. Let's go with another Sunday morning song. Let me see what I got here. I think I'm... Aha, this is the one. Yeah, ridiculous Stoner Roulette times 5 last night. Holy moly.
Real.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. All right. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Woke with the sun, slow and divine. steam from my cup and peace in my mind. The world still sleeps, the streets are bare, but I found my joy in this morning air. A bowl in hand, no rush to move, sacred stillness, a quiet groove. Inhale slow, feel the love surround, heaven in smoke where my heart is found. Sunday morning, smoke, feeling the light, breathing in calm, everything feels right. Sacred this moment, holy this day, with every exhale the stress fades away. No preacher speaking, just sky and breeze, nature's sermon in rustling leaves, gratitude in every cloud I blow, blessings burning soft and low. This is my prayer, my sacred time, with green and grace my soul aligns, one with the earth, one with the flame, no shame in peace, no fear, no name. Sunday morning, smoke, feeling the light, breathing in calm, everything feels right. Sacred this moment, holy this day, every exhale the stress fades away. No preacher speaking, just sky and breeze, nature's sermon in rustling leaves, gratitude in every cloud I blow, blessings burning soft and low and low. This is my prayer, my sacred time, with green and grace my soul aligns, one with the earth, one with the flame, no shame and peace, no fear, no name. Sunday morning, smoke, feeling the light, saving in calm, everything feels right. Sacred this moment, holy this day, with every exhale the stress fades away.
All right. Go ahead, Ma.
Good morning, everyone.
I have a super special guest in the studio this morning. I was hoping you were going to come out and hang out for a little bit this morning. Yeah, I know that you wanted to get on the road soon, or like early-ish or whatever.
Yeah.
But Sunday morning, chill out. No, Sunday mornings are pretty chilling. Usually watch the sunrise, and this is what everybody doesn't see back here.
Yeah.
Everybody will be saying good morning here.
Yes. Good morning, Mama Bean.
Good morning.
There's Ma.
Yep. Thank you, Kay. Good morning, Brittany. Good morning, Ma. Morning, Yvonne.
I was glad that you were able to come up.
Me too. And Gloria kept saying, well, why don't they just drive that down for you? I said, because I want to see Garrett too.
That is Boxman. That is the one who just won the
morning, Jeremy.
The giveaway for the anniversary. So, and then Kitty's not here yet. She's usually here. She was up earlier, but
Gosh, yeah.
I gotta go home and get to sewing.
Yes, safe travels.
Thank you.
You are very welcome.
Good morning, CJ.
Did you know Nancy Sinatra and Lee Hazelwood did a version of Jackson?
Huh.
I didn't know that either. That was our song of the day this morning.
Oh.
But I feel like the other one was better. Usually if there's a good song of the day, I always talk about it.
Thank you, Ma. I appreciate that.
She does. She kills it with that shit. Anything that you get from the Cove-TV, giveaways, raffles, anything like that, I will say 90% of it is made by my mom or donated from my mom. My mom is the Cove-TV merch department. Hey, let's go.
I'm glad you like that.
Yeah, I know Amber said that she loves hers. I think she was saying that yesterday.
I have 3 embroidery machines and a serger. And yeah, I sit and sew all the time.
I do. I love it. I love it.
I'm glad.
Yes, thank you so much for making that. Appreciate that.
I don't know if you've heard this song, but it's country, but it's Cove weed themed. That's the song that I made. All right, we got our morning speaker coming up here in a bit. We'll play one more song, and we'll see where we're at with our morning. I know I already played it. I know that Kay, you don't mind Kay, but I want my mom to hear it. Cheers, everybody.
Sun creeps in, got no plans to chase. Coffee hot and the world moves at its pace. Grinding slow while the breeze rolls by. Packing on my pipe as the seagulls fly. Smoke curls in a sleepy swirl. Feeling more like me, not missing the world. Start real easy, a breath real deep. Let the day unfold and no words to speak. Packing up my pipe just to greet the day. With nothing on my mind, nothing in the way. Smoke in the sunlight, toes in the sand. Peace in my chest and a lighter in my hand. No place to be, no race to run. Just me in this bowl and the morning sun. Packing up my pipe like I always do. Feeling alright, smoking with you. Tastes just right when you hit the bowl. The cove is quiet, let the coffee steam roll. Bare feet pressing that soft warm ground. Just puffing and listening to morning sounds. Birds above and the waves below. I'm feeling that rhythm and letting it go. This pipe's been with me through thick and thin, so I light it again, let the peace creep in. Packing up my pipe just to greet the day. With nothing on my mind, nothing in the way. Smoke in the sunlight, toes in the sand. Peace in my chest and a lighter in my hand. No place to be, no race to run. Just me in this bowl and the morning sun. Packing up my pipe like I always do. Feeling alright, smoking with you. By the time the coffee's gone, I'm floating light. High on the moment, easy and bright. If the world keeps spinning, I'll take my time. Packing up my pipe in the morning,
Thank you, Ma. An old singer, Serger. Do you have Sergers? Serger?
A Serger?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have a brother Serger.
Weird. I think I've seen that name on them before. So what has everybody got planned for their Sunday? Anybody got anything cool going on? I gotta work. That's about all I got.
I gotta drive.
Like I said, I don't know with Copsy's internet issues if there will be a Sir Cop Sunday sit down this afternoon. So stay tuned to his page. If there is, I'll change the schedule and we'll get everybody updated and tag it out and share it out. But I know he's been having a lot of internet issues and he was not going to be able to get the router until probably tomorrow.
What is Copsy?
Virginia. He called on Saturday.
I've got my U.S. cellular router that I'm still paying on.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I have to pay that stuff off, that internet thing that I got for you. And then the router that I have, I'm still paying on.
Yeah, he called on Saturday and he's got a bunch of stuff he's got to get done tomorrow.
Come on, fly.
Oh, I would play it, but it's Sunday morning. And so, no, get the fuck out of bed, bitch, go.
Came from a more cornbread. Hi, Christine.
Okay, I'm getting ready to take off.
I'm going to play one more song and go say my farewells to my mom. I will be back. I'm going to say bye to everybody quick.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for all your appreciation. And, I love you all too, just like Garrett does.
Mama Beanz is definitely a big part of the Cove. I could not do this without the help of my mom. She helps me out so much more than everybody even knows.
He's my baby. I have to.
All right. Cheers, everybody. We'll play a song, and I will be right back.
Okay.
It's Sunday morning, sweet and slow. The coffee's brewing, let the good vibes flow. Friends are gathered, hearts are light. Cannabis sparks, morning feels just right.
The sun is shining, the cove's alive, sharing laughter as the moments arrive. Every smile, every story we know makes Sunday mornings
sweet and slow, sweet and slow, the way Sundays go.
Oh, sweet and slow.
Pass the peace and the coffee, let the good times grow.
Sweet and slow.
In the Cove we gather, in the light of the day. With love and laughter, we find our way.
The air is hazy, the green burns bright.
Coffee warms hands in the morning light.
Conversations flow like the ocean tide. We're all connected, no need to hide. The choir hums, the rhythm sways.
joy fills the cove in endless ways. Every soul finds a place to grow. On Sunday mornings, sweet and slow. Sweet and slow, the way Sundays go. Oh, sweet and slow. Pass the peace and the coffee, let the good times grow. Ooh. Sweet and slow. In the cove we gather, in the light of the day. With love and laughter, we find our way. In the Cove we'll roam right. Sunday morning has begun. Hallelujah for the day. Sweet and slow, let's light the way.
I hope everybody's having a great Monday, I'm Sunday. Wow. I don't think I need to smoke anymore. Yeah, Ma, right? Okay. Yeah, Kiwi's having a good Monday. It's Sunday for us, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, Stoner Roulette ×5 really kicked my butt last night, I'm not gonna lie. Each time that it did hit dab time, I did take a hit from either a joint, a blunt, or my bong. I ate a gummy and stuff before that and stuff. So yeah, I was pretty baked. I still am, and I'm still smoking. But anyways, yeah, I hope everybody's off to a great Sunday morning so far. Listen to your box, man. My kids literally kept calling me sourdough this morning as soon as they woke up. And then when they left, they're like, bye, sourdough. I'm like, bye, you little corn muffins. Little turds. Get it in you, Yvonne. Get it in you. Hell yeah. Kay, you're smoking indica? Yeah, I was, okay, so I smoked the rest of that birthday cake, which was an indica, and then now I'm on RS11, which is a hybrid, and it's dangerously good. Like, it tastes so good. So good. It's not funny, box man. It's all your fault that they call me sourdough. Good box man. That I saw one video that you posted, and I think of that rig, right, that you're talking about, that like fills up or whatever. That's fucking awesome. Yes, I hope Mama Beanz has a safe trip. Oh, see, look at that. Beanz came back in time just for me to say that.
Hey, I'm back. Good morning, Mama Roo. How are you?
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, just saying my farewells quick.
You're good.
Thank you for all the love, everybody. I know my mom appreciates it. I appreciate all the love. I know that, like, I could never pictured my mom being up here on camera like years ago, but like, she loved y'all, and you guys make her feel comfortable, and that means the world to me.
Yeah, we love Mama Bean.
She's pretty dope.
She is.
All right, let's see where.
Sure, Yvonne, yeah. Oh, you've got sour tangy. Oh, nice, Kay.
All right, we'll play one more song and we'll dive into our morning speaker. Whoa, dude. No. We are chilling, bro. You need to let a mother know next time. Scared the shit out of me. Fuck's that dude. Hope you have a wonderful day, but still. Jesus. Give me a fucking heart attack.
That literally came out of nowhere. I was like, oh shit.
Sucking some beans. Absolutely. That's very true. All right. Here we go. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Sunrise glow so gentle, bright. Coffee cup, my heart's delight. Cannabis mist in the air. Friends we share this morning fare. Tropical breeze whispers low. We sip slow, feel the flow. Hands we hold, a peaceful beat. Life is sweet where hearts do meet. Sunday morning, pure and free. Church bell rings in harmony. Coffee warm and glowing sun. Cannabis dreams, we've just begun. Gospel tunes we softly hum. Joyful hearts and beating drums. Tropical skies wide and grand. Together we all understand. Peaceful shorebirds take to flight. Nature paints a pure delight. Friends and laughter fill the space. In this soft and sacred place. Cannabis calm and subtle grace. Coffee warmth in our embrace. Hands circle dreams in morning light. Sunday sunrise pure and bright. couple tunes we softly hum. George bell rings in harmony. Coffee warm and glowing sun. Cannabis dreams we've just begun.
Cheers, everybody. All right, we're going to go with a Dr. K this morning for our Sunday morning speaker.
Let's fucking go.
I do hope everybody's having an amazing start to their Sunday. Don't miss the shenanigans coming up here in about 2-ish hours.
Prompted to action by our circumstances. But then there are other people who seem to be able to intrinsically motivate themselves. And so this is a question that I always kind of wondered about. Are these people fundamentally different, or am I missing something? And it turns out that there is a methodology to this. This is something that you can level up. There are two types of people in this world. People who think about doing stuff and people who actually do stuff. And we're kind of aware of this, right? We sort of have this idea of extrinsic motivation and intrinsic motivation. Some of us are prompted to action by our circumstances. If we have a deadline, if we have a test to study for, if we have a particular project that needs to be completed, then we can act. But then there are other people who seem to be able to intrinsically motivate themselves, who are more disciplined and focused. And what's the difference? So I've always wondered, are there two types of people? Is this like a fundamental difference? Is this down to your genes, down to your personality? What separates people who think about doing things from people who do things? And you may have wondered this too. Are thinkers fundamentally different from doers? So you may get excited about something just like everyone else, but you and your friend both get excited about something, and a year later, you've sort of forgotten about it, you didn't really follow through, and your friend is actually stuck with it. What's the difference? That's what we're going to dive into today. Hey y'all, I want to take a moment to talk about something that's really important. Online privacy. Whether you're browsing the web, gaming, or even streaming, privacy is the foundation of safety online. And that's why I'm pleased to talk about Proton VPN today. Proton VPN was created by scientists at CERN to build a better internet with privacy at its core. Now with over 150 million users, they offer some fantastic features that can benefit you. Proton VPN has over 5,000 high-speed servers in 91 countries. Their VPN accelerator technology can boost your connection speed by up to 400%. Plus, there's no bandwidth limit, so you can game and stream without interruptions. There are a few things that I really like about Proton VPN. The first is that they have a no-log policy, which has been audited by third parties. So this is a situation where they don't actually keep internal logs of your browsing traffic. Many people who will protect your privacy will actually keep logs of everything that you do. But if there are no logs, no one can access them. The second thing that I really like is that Proton VPN is actually open source. So you can go and look at the Proton VPN code, which people have done, to ensure that there's nothing shady going on. The last thing that I really like about Proton VPN is that they have a integrated ad blocker built into their VPN services. So normally there are all kinds of trackers and stuff that are following you around, recognizing what you're looking for, what your psychological vulnerabilities are, and they will actually send you ads to exploit those. Proton VPN protects you from that. So thank you so much to Proton VPN for sponsoring today's video and keeping mental health content on the internet free. We're really grateful to them for their support, and I strongly recommend you check out Proton VPN if you're interested in taking your privacy seriously. Super cool thing is that they're offering a 64% discount for members of the HG community, so check out the links in the description. And this is something that I've thought about a lot because I myself was a thinker. Right? I got super curious about things. I would get very excited about stuff. Sometimes I'd order a bunch of books. I'd be like, okay, yeah, like this is going to be my thing. I'm going to learn to breakdance. I'm going to learn to play a new instrument. And then a couple weeks would go by and my sort of curious passion would end up dissipating completely. And I looked around at other people and I sort of noticed that some people, when they get curious about stuff, are able to follow through with it, turn it into discipline and stay consistent. And so this is a question that I always kind of wondered about. Are these people fundamentally different, or am I missing something? Which is why I was absolutely thrilled when I had the opportunity to work with not one, but two Olympic athletes. So these are people who are literally the best in the world at the particular thing that they do. And as I was working with them on unrelated things, in the back of my mind, I was always wondering, okay, like, I'm going to try to figure out, how did this person accomplish this? How did this person develop such a passion, have such strong intrinsic motivation? And I came to a couple of conclusions, which we'll share with you. But still, I wasn't quite sure, right? Because in this situation, I have a sample size of 2. I have 2 human beings who are incredibly high performing. So I can't quite extrapolate that out or form a conclusion about the population at large. Which is why I was thrilled to discover that we've basically figured this out. There's a bunch of novel research in neuroscience around extrinsic motivation and intrinsic motivation and how to turn from a thinker into a doer. And this actually has 4 discrete steps that if you do something like work with an Olympic athlete, you'll discover that they went through these steps. And the tricky thing is that some of these steps aren't really visible. So we'll sort of see what someone else is doing. We'll look at someone who's like very disciplined and they get a lot of stuff done. And we'll think to ourselves like, okay, I'm going to start doing what they do. But when we try to do it, it doesn't seem to work out. And that's because the research has sort of shown us that there are internal cognitive steps that you need to take as well. And as you go through these cognitive steps, you will literally take something that you are curious about and turn it into sustained action. So the first step is something called a triggered situational interest. So as we've learned more about the brain, we've sort of discovered that everyone starts with curiosity, but then there are certain things that you can do once you are curious to foster that curiosity and then eventually turn that curiosity into a sustained motivation. So the first thing to understand about phase 1 is that it's something that you don't control. It is triggered by the situation. So it is environmental in nature, and you kind of get curious about something. So if you see someone playing a particular video game, you'll be like, oh, that's a pretty cool game. Like maybe I should learn how to play that game too. But there are a lot of things that we don't quite understand about curiosity. And there's one major pitfall that we tend to fall into. And that is oftentimes curiosity actually comes with negative emotions. And we tend to think about curiosity as a positive thing, right? We think that curiosity sometimes attracts us to stuff, which is why we get confused when even when we get curious about things, we seem to not do anything about it. Why is that? It's because in the triggered situational interest, oftentimes we have some negative emotion that actually keeps us from pursuing it. So I'll give you all a simple example. When I was in college, I decided that I wanted to be cool, man. I'm going to be cool. So I went to a breakdancing class and I was like, oh man, like I'm going to learn how to breakdance. I'm going to be a b-boy. I'm going to get the ladies. It's going to be cool. And I went to this breakdancing class where a lot of people were breakdancing. And I was like, damn, that's super cool. And I felt pathetic. I'm not that graceful. I don't have that rhythm in my body. I don't know if I can ever do this. It completely destroyed my confidence, which is something that is very common when we get curious about something. It actually comes with some degree of negative emotion. And so what a lot of people will then do is they'll say like, oh, you have to overcome that negative emotion, right? Like that's what someone like Dr. K on the internet would tell you to do. Oh, you have some negative emotion, process that emotion, regulate that emotion, go to therapy, do journaling so that the negative emotion goes away and then you can pursue your curiosity. Turns out that's wrong. So what we want to do and there's research that shows this, if we want to move past a triggered situational interest, I see something in the environment and I'm interested in it, we don't actually need to engage with it further. We don't have to overcome anything within ourselves. What we actually need to do is just focus on continued exposure. Continued exposure is what leads us to something called maintained situational interest. So this, once again, is an interest that is triggered by our environment. So we're still externally motivated, but the trigger is consistent, right? So it's maintained situational interest. And this is where it's like super cool because if you're like me, you love learning about doing things instead of actually doing things, which is literally exactly what we want to do to eventually reach intrinsic motivation. It may seem like it's a step in the opposite direction, but when we study people who start off with curiosity and end up with a lifelong passion, this is a critical step. What we really want to focus on, if you're curious about something, is not overcoming the negativity, but just continue to expose yourself to that thing. You don't have to conquer any internal thing. And the reason for that is very simple, because at this point, it is not worth it. The part of your brain that calculates the value of overcoming a negative thing doesn't think that this is worth it. So if I overcome that embarrassment and I go to class the next day and I'm really fighting and struggling with that embarrassment, it's not like I learn how to breakdance immediately after overcoming that emotional hump. Overcoming the emotional hump doesn't really get me anything at that point, which is why we actually don't want to invest in doing it. All we want to focus on is continued exposure. So you should, by all means, go to the class again. You should learn about it. So this is what's really interesting. Learning about the content that you're interested in qualifies as maintaining that situational interest. So you can actually watch YouTube videos about it. You can read a book about it. And notice what happens when I start watching YouTube videos or reading books or talking to people or hanging out with people who are breakdancers. I'm not actually learning how to breakdance yet. I'm not forcing myself to overcome that negativity. I'm just continuously feeding my mind. And when I work with these Olympic athletes, I find that they had this too. So in the early stages of their training, they frequently had a parent who maintained their situation on their behalf. When we look at people who are exceptional, we tend to find that they start early, and before they even develop a passion, oftentimes their parents force them to do it. And if you've had parents that have forced you to do something, and you may have wondered, why did this not become a passion for me? That's because you probably didn't do steps 3 or 4. So what we really want to focus on is continued external exposure, learning about the thing, sort of engaging with the thing. We can deal with some of the negative emotions, but you basically want to continue feeding your mind with more stuff about your curiosity. So what we basically want to do in step 2 is continue that exposure, because if we get super passionate about something, and let's say I go to like a guitar class or something, and then I order a bunch of like a guitar and a bunch of music, but then I never go back to the class, what's going to happen? The guitar is going to sit in my closet. So instead, what I need to do is just focus on continued exposure and to a certain degree engaging with that community. And this is when we transition from an externally oriented interest to an internally oriented interest. So phase 3 is called the emerging individual interest. And if y'all are gamers, you are going to understand this incredibly well. So at some point, we're kind of focused on, the external environment. We're watching people do it. We're sort of thinking about it. Hopefully you engage in some way, right? So I'm not saying that you can be a complete bystander. At some point you should, pick up a guitar and try playing something, engage with the community, give it a shot, but you don't need a lifelong passion yet. And there is a critical step that triggers moving from extrinsic motivation to internal motivation. And that is theory crafting. So let's think about this from the analogy of video games. So I see someone else playing a video game. Oh, like that's pretty cool. Like there are people playing Street Fighter 6. Like Street Fighter 6 seems like a fun game. So you don't have to actually play it right away, right? Then the key thing to do is let's continue hanging out with people who play SF6. And then eventually I'll pick up the controller, I'll experiment around a little bit, I'll start to have a little bit fun, but I'm getting crushed because these people are way better than I am. And normally I would sort of give up on it at that point. That's when the theory crafting steps in. So if you've theory crafted, think about this for a second. Who are you engaging with when you theory craft? You're not engaging with the external environment. You're not watching YouTube videos about it. You're sitting there when you go to bed at night. Instead of falling asleep, you're running through ideas in your head. You're like, okay, maybe I could do this, and maybe I could do this, or I should play this character. If I did this, I could do it this way. If I build this character, I'm going to level up. I'm going to have a maximum strength. I'm going to use int as a dump stat. I'm going to use charisma as a dump stat because charisma is for noobs, or whatever you're playing. If you're playing Elden Ring or like Shadow of the Erdtree, because that's coming out nowadays, you're thinking about all this stuff. So this is really important to understand, because in the first 2 phases, we're sort of getting external input. Our input is from the outside, and we sort of have this internal reaction. We're also reacting to the outside. But when we start to develop an emerging individual interest, we are now dealing with ourselves. We are playing around with the information. We are reflecting on the information. We are now focused within us. And if you've theory crafted, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So now what we want to do for whatever your interest is, we want to start theory crafting it. So now the reward and the focus is not external anymore. It's like, oh, I'm thinking about this. I get excited about it. My mind really enjoys it. And this is a critical step from becoming a thinker to a doer. Doers are people who think about things and reflect on things internally, whereas I know it sounds kind of weird, thinkers continue to expose themselves to the external environment. Now, you may think to yourself, but isn't a thinker internal? No, 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 no. This is what is so paradoxical and so revolutionary about it. Someone who continuously watches videos about self-improvement on the internet, but doesn't do the internal work, don't pay attention to themselves, don't theory craft their own solutions. They're continuously watching one video after another video after another video after another video. They're engaged with the external environment. There is not that transition. So you can watch every single video on this channel and never change unless you start to do the internal work. Makes sense, right? So for anything that you want to develop an intrinsic motivation for, what you really need to focus on is reflecting on what you've learned. And of course, you have to try stuff out. That's usually in phase 2. But we really want to reflect on what we've learned to sort of foster and really support that internal interest. And if you do that, you'll eventually move to the last phase, which is a well-developed individual interest. So this is kind of phase 4, where at this point, you're going to look at someone else and you're going to see, like, when this person is passionate or disciplined, or call it whatever you want to, they have a sustained interest, which is intrinsically motivated. At this point, they appear to be doers because they're engaging with this stuff over time. So for anything that you want to develop intrinsic motivation for, you need to reflect on what you've learned and ask yourself questions about it. So at this point, once again, it's individual, it's intrinsically motivated, but at this point, it is well developed. It has a certain degree of resilience and stability to it. This is where all the Olympic athletes, both of the Olympic athletes that I've worked with are. This is where esports professionals I've worked with are. This is where a lot of doctors that I work with are, entrepreneurs, CEOs. They're all sort of in this phase where they have a highly developed sense of this thing and it's sustainable over time. Now, the really interesting thing is that this phase is characterized by 2 steps, which oftentimes we try to do way too early, which can have paradoxically negative effects. So the first thing about this phase is this is when we start to appreciate the contributions of others. So I'll give you all a simple example, okay? So let's say you theory craft a particular build, and you have all your ideas about this build and why it'll work and why it won't work. And then the interesting thing is once you've done some theory crafting, you are far more likely to understand the theory crafting of someone else. You're far more likely to appreciate the theory crafting of someone else. You know what it's like to construct your own build. So when someone else comes up with a build, you're like, oh, that's really interesting. How did they come to that conclusion? Why do they have the stat distribution that they have? Why do they have the item timings that they have? Why are they choosing to play this combination of characters? Whatever the game is, it doesn't really matter. But I don't know if this kind of makes sense, but this is when you start to really appreciate the contributions of others. Since you've developed your own thought process, your own internal meta or strategy, you can appreciate the meta or strategy of other people. So for me, for example, I read a ton, and what drives my reading is not necessarily that I just want to learn. It's not that I'm an empty vessel. I actually have a lot of my own ideas about clinical work, psychiatry, neuroscience, spirituality. So now when I read someone else, when I read a textbook, whether it's Aaron Beck's book on cognitive behavioral therapy, or it's, the Bhagavad Gita by Krishna. So whoever I read, Krishnamurti, it doesn't really matter. Now I have my own perspective, and now I absorb that information so much more, and it'll keep that momentum going. And as I'm sure y'all can imagine, the more of this stuff that I read, the more of an expert I become. The problem is that if we engage in this stuff too early, it's important to get some degree of exposure. And I recognize that earlier I said it's okay to watch a YouTube video. We need some kind of external input. But there's a big difference between an external input that fosters my curiosity and really having the bandwidth and background to digest another way of thinking, right? We're not experts at the beginning. We don't understand someone else's meta. We don't understand this person is breakdancing this way, this person is breakdancing this way, when I don't know how to breakdance. We just want to watch 5-minute YouTube videos that are like, wow, that's pretty cool. I want to learn how to do that. Later on, we want to go more in depth. And what I find is that when people who are in phase 1 or phase 2 and they try to read a lot of books about something, what they actually do is like, this is kind of boring. It's not really that engaging. And the second thing that we want to do to maintain phase 4 and to really be sort of committed to something is ask for feedback. Now, this oftentimes confuses a lot of people because we have this idea in life that we should all be asking for feedback. Can I get feedback? Can you give me feedback? Feedback about the relationship. Why didn't you like the date? Why did you like the date? Why aren't you texting me? Why did I ghost you? Well, what am I doing right at work? What am I doing wrong at work? What am I like, we're all so feedback obsessed. But it turns out that feedback can be bad for you. So remember that in phase 1, when we're first getting curious about something, when I go to the breakdancing class and I feel intimidated because all these people there are so strong and so graceful, if I ask for feedback, what impact do you think that will have if I feel some degree of negativity towards the subject? I'm excited about it and I feel intimidated. And if I ask someone, hey, what do you think about my breakdancing? And they give me honest feedback, yeah, it seems like you're pretty early and you have a lot to work on. If I have that negative emotion, feedback early on will actually destroy my motivation and kill my curiosity. It will not develop into a passion. In order to receive feedback and utilize feedback pretty well, what we really need is confidence in the subject at hand. The more stable and confident, the more sustained our interest is, negative feedback won't be able to squash it. In fact, since I have a stable interest in something, when I receive feedback, then I can incorporate that feedback because I have that foundation and then I can grow. Now, there are absolutely cases where early on you want feedback, but what we sort of know from scientific studies is that feedback becomes more and more and more important the further in your journey you are. And that early on, if I take a 6-year-old kid and I say, hey, you got a bunch of these math questions wrong, or I'm telling them you did this wrong in chess and you did this wrong in chess and you did this wrong in chess, they're much less likely to ever want to play chess again. And if you've given feedback to some students, even if you're playing a video game, what you'll find, you'll observe the same thing, is that not all human beings are capable of receiving feedback. We have this idea that it's such a wonderful thing and we should be giving it and receiving it all the time, but it requires a lot of confidence and stability to actually receive and incorporate feedback. So if you follow these 4 steps, it will transition you from a thinker to a doer. We have neuroscience studies that literally show us, okay, when a human becomes curious, this is what activates in their brain. And curiosity is not the same as intrinsic motivation. Curiosity is a desire for more external exposure. Let me go see more of it. Let me touch it. Let me play with it. I'm looking for information from the outside. The problem is that for so many of us, we get so excited because we get excited about this thing and we want to play around with it, but we don't quite know how to make the transition from temporary excitement to sustained intrinsic motivation. And what we really need to do is follow these 4 steps, just exposing ourselves more. We want more and more input to feed our curiosity. But if we're not careful, our brain will eventually get bored of that. And it'll be like, that's enough. Let's move on to the next thing because it'll naturally get curious about something else. And then it'll be drawn to that thing. So how do you avoid switching over to the next thing? That's when you need to switch to an intrinsic motivation. You need to start reflecting, asking your questions, theory crafting. And as you all know, I don't know if this makes sense, but if you've ever theory crafted something, the more you theory craft, the more you want to play. But think about how powerful this is because you're not getting external environmental exposures at that point. All of the drive is transitioning to intrinsic. And once that drive to intrinsic is there, then we can help it grow and excel. Like you will start to excel as you start to think about other thinkers in the space, appreciating the other ways that people make builds, as well as soliciting and incorporating feedback. So if you're someone who's struggled with intrinsic motivation, if you're someone who's just a thinker instead of a doer, I strongly encourage y'all to follow these steps. And I can't guarantee that you'll become an Olympic athlete, but I certainly know that I was a 19-year-old kid who was failing out of college, who got curious about 1,000 things. I ran for student government. I joined a fraternity. I was trying to climb the Warcraft 3 ladder. I was trying to date, and all of it was a mess. And now it's like everything is going well for me, gratefully, right? So I have a job that I'm relatively happy about. I have a relationship that I'm relatively happy with. I have a family that I'm relatively proud of. I still play video games. I'm climbing rank in MMR. And that's the really crazy thing, right? Because when we look at other people in the world, it seems like there are two camps of people. And this was something that was so confusing to me because at the beginning I thought like, okay, during character creation in life, everyone gets the same amount of points, right? So like I can level up strength, but then that comes at the cost of int or charisma. The problem is that in the real world, it seems that the opposite is true. Having a successful career that you love makes it more likely for you to develop a healthy relationship. And if you have a healthy and successful relationship and you have a healthy and successful career, then you are more likely to be happy in life. So the real crazy thing is that if we look in the real world, it seems lopsided. It is completely imba. Some people have it all, and some people don't have any of it. And we look at this and we think to ourselves, how is this? Are some people just fundamentally luckier? Do some people get the short straw and some people get the long straw? But it turns out that no, that's not actually the case. That there is specifically a neuroscience-based skill progression that allows you to take a simple curiosity and turn it into a sustained motivation. And people who learn this process, because these Olympic athletes that I worked with, by the way, one of them was a student at Harvard Medical School. And it's like, holy shit, that's so OP. How is it these people are so good at all of the stuff and I am so bad at all of the stuff? I literally mentored someone whose resume was like 3 times as good as mine. It's wild. And it turns out that there is a methodology to this. There is skill behind it. It just like cooking or playing a video game or learning how to talk to other human beings, this is something that you can level up. And follow these steps, and we hope that it'll work for you.
That's a good one. I was like Dr. K's. Hey, what up, pup?
Still no puppies.
Still no puppies.
But she's like, Mom, will you please scratch my back for me? I can't reach it.
That's great. Yeah, Morgan's passed out. Ish.
I love you too. Are you going to pop those suckers out? I swear to God, if my mom's right for tomorrow's date.
It's getting sooner every day.
I'm going to be like, Mom, you're good.
All right, we'll play a song and see where we are at with our morning. Cheers, cheers, everybody. I hope everybody's having a wonderful chillin' Sunday morning. Holy Stoner Roulette times 5 last night. Freaking 75 dab times. It's ridiculous. All right. Cheers, everybody.
Sunrise through the palm trees, cup of coffee in my hand. Warm breeze whispers gently in the simple morning land. Smooth coffee scent rising, dark roast in my cup. Take a sip, refreshing, just can't get enough. Coffee and cannabis in the Sunday air. Feeling so righteous, not a single care. Cannabis in the garden, leaves so green and bright. Smooth waves in the distance, life feels so right. Coffee grounds on the table, sugar and some cream. Rolling up the green leaves in this peaceful dream. Coffee and cannabis in the Sunday air. Feeling so righteous, not a single care. Cannabis in the garden, leaves so green and bright. Smooth waves in the distance, life feels so right. Coffee grounds on the table, sugar and some cream, rolling up the green leaves in this peaceful dream.
Good morning, Kimmy. How are you? I hope you're having a wonderful Monday. Oh, man.
I know, Beanz.
What a day already.
Right?
Oh. I'll go ahead and smoke one more and say our farewells and call it a morning.
Absolutely.
I can slowly start getting ready for work. Oh, I don't want to go. All right, everybody. Cornbread, it's all yours.
All right. Much love, everybody. Thank you for tuning in for the morning show. Oh my God, it's an amazing way to get up every morning. Let's fucking go. And it's Sunday. Your Nanigans is coming up. I'm excited. Make sure you are following everybody you're interacting with. Make sure you're following everybody in the co-production team because you don't want to miss out what's going on. And stay lifted, stay positive, and I'll see y'all at your Nanigans. Much love.
Much love, everybody. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. It's been a dope-ass Sunday morning. Great this day in history. Great morning speaker. Had my mom in the studio for a bit. That was fucking awesome. I hope you all have an amazing, wonderful day. I will miss the Nanigans as always because I'll be at work, but I hope you guys still go and check it out. As of now, I don't believe there will be a Sir Costellat Sunday sit-down this afternoon. But if there is, we'll let everybody know. And then don't miss the Europe Way tonight. If I don't see you guys today, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Cove-TV morning show, brand new week. Let's fucking go. Please make sure you're following everybody on the Cove team from the one and only Mr. Costellat. Don't miss Talking Tunes every Tuesday night. Make sure you're following the one and only Europe Entertainment. Don't miss the Europe Nanigans. That shit's coming up here in like an hour and a half. Make sure you are following the one and only Michael Pico Manbear. Don't miss out on anything he's got going on. Make sure you're following the one and only Mad Productions. Don't miss any of the music. Don't miss out on any of the music he's got coming out. Make sure you're following the one and only Dabber Chick. Don't miss the Dabber Chick show every Wednesday. Make sure you're following Cornbread. Don't miss all the vibes she brings to all the shows. Thank you to everybody who helps support the Cove. Y'all make this possible. Cove-TV is literally brought to you guys by viewers like yourself. It's crazy. It's been a year. I would not be able to put all the time and effort into everything that I'm able to without the help of the Cove-TV subscribers and everybody that helps support the Cove, including my mom, my brother, and let me, give me a place to stay. All of you amazing people that show up for the shows every day. It means the world. If I don't see you today, I'll see you later. See you tomorrow morning time. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. Much love, everybody.
On a Sunday morn, the sky's so clear, the Cove awakens, peace draws near. The birds inhale, the day begins. Inhale the good, exhale your sins. The sunlight kisses every leaf. A gentle toke brings calm relief. Through every puff, the soul set free. Ganja embracing harmony. Inhale, exhale, amen, here we stand. With every puff we understand. The Cove is calling, let peace begin. Inhale, exhale, amen, and breathe it in. Inhale, exhale, let joy unfold. Stories shared, connections bold. Lift each other, find strength again. Inhale, exhale, amen. The morning glow, soft waves roll by. In every breath we reach the sky. Sunday's a blessing, a gift to embrace. We slow things down, move at love's pace. Rolls our past with care, with trust. In the Cove we do what we must. The herb unites, as laughter flows. Through sacred clouds the spirit grows. Inhale, exhale, amen, here we stand. With every puff we understand. The Cove is calling, let peace begin. Inhale, exhale, amen, and breathe it in. Inhale, exhale, let joy unfold. Stories share. every toke, new stories told. The herb brings peace to hearts in need. A soulful moment, love's gentle creed. In the cove with ganja in hand, together we rise, together we stand. No rush, no fear, just space to be. Inhale, exhale, serenity. Inhale, exhale, amen, here we stand. With every puff we understand. The cove is calling, let peace begin. Inhale, exhale, amen, and breathe it. Inhale, exhale, let joy unfold. Stories shared, connections bold. Lift each other, find strength again. Inhale, exhale, amen. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, amen, here we stand.
Much love, everybody. See you when we see you.